Starting in Barcelona, finishing in Barcelona, 14 boats are racing around the planet, two-handed. Non-stop. Dee Caffari, the only woman to have circumnavigated solo non-stop in two directions, is taking part.
It's a privileged position to be the first female team in the Barcelona World Race.
Olympic gold medalists Iker Martinez and Xavi Fernandez have mastered the short sprint, but now they face a 25,000-mile marathon.
We enjoy ourselves, which is the secret of working well together.
And after winning in 2008, Jean-Pierre Dick returns to defend his title.
It was fantastic for me to win the first edition of the Barcelona.
They all face incredible fatigue on the anvil of the oceans, pushing their boats to the limit and beyond. But perhaps the biggest pressure is on their partnership.
It really is the ultimate lesson in trusting somebody else with your boat, with your life, with your race.
This epic 3-month, 25,000-mile marathon for duos is nearing an end. But the pounding of the oceans combined with skippers pushing their machines to the limit has taken its toll. Three boats have been dismasted, Président, Foncier and Mirabeau. And one has retired due to keel damage, Groupe Belle. 14 boats started, 10 remain. Last time we saw the fleet pass the landmark of Cape Horn, and the maritime significance of this turning point was not lost on the sailors.
Cape Horn, youhou! Nous sommes en train de passer le Cap Horn, en tête de la Barcelona World Race. Pierre, dis bonjour!
For them, turning left up the Atlantic was a turn towards the finish line in Barcelona. The two leaders, Verbac Paprec 3 and Mapfre, took an easterly course around the St. Helena High, while the chasing pack stayed closer to the Brazilian coast on a more direct route.
Nos amis Iber sont à peu près... C'est la guerre.
Defending champion Jean-Pierre Dick with Loïc Perron aboard Verbac Paprec 3 have battled for the lead since New Zealand against the two Spanish Olympic medalists Iker Martinez and Xavi Fernandez aboard Mapfre. This has been a classic oceanic duel, and on the way up the North Atlantic, they both played a tactical card, Ghost Mode, their position blanked from each other for 36 hours. On this final leg, as preparations are made in Barcelona for the boat's return, we'll find out who makes it back first to stand tall on the Barcelona podium, under the watchful gaze of no less a figure than Christopher Columbus. The two-handed aspect to the Barcelona World Race makes it unique. Compared to the solo non-stop Vendée Globe, it allows the duos to be less conservative, to push harder. Defending champion Jean-Pierre Dick has no illusion as to how tough this race really is, winning the first edition in 2008 with Irishman Damien Foxall took every scrap of energy he had.
It's a very difficult race. You have to be self-controlled. It's long, it's cold, which is an aspect of the race that's really important. For me, it took more than 5 months to recover after the last race. I was so tired by the end. I'd used up a great deal of energy, and I had to rebuild the adrenaline. I had no more juice at the end.
Dick and Perron have been pushed incredibly hard by Martinez and Fernandez. But the Olympians have not had the benefit of stopping to make any repairs or replenishing stocks. Michel Desjoyeaux, who coached the Olympians and then took part aboard Foncier before being dismasted, is clear about their disadvantage.
When Mapfre was coming from behind, going straight and deciding not to stop, you have to take into account they continued the race with damaged sails, which they might not be able to use, and some onboard systems which were also defective.
And Martinez and Fernandez are desperately short of food. From 6 meals and snacks a day, they're down to just 2. And remember, these athletes are working their boat through day and night, burning over 3,000 calories in a 24-hour period. Now taking in less than half that, even on this regime, they don't have enough to make the finish. As Mapfre comes out of ghost mode, they haven't made any significant gains on Verbac-Paprec 3. Renault are clear in 3rd position, with Estrella Damm still battling with Neutrogena for 4th. The women aboard Gaius Centros Rotativos approach the doldrums in 6th. Hugo Boss and Forum Maritime Catalan make their way up the South Atlantic, while We Are Water tackle Cape Horn. And way back in Wellington, Central Lechera Asturiana is still working on their rig. Third position on the podium is the stated goal of Pachi Rivero and Antonio Piris aboard Renault. They have played a clever and conservative game, making ingenious repairs along the way to avoid stopping at all costs.
On board Renault, Apache is up the mast.
As well as the ingenuity and bravery, a sense of fun is always present with this duo, who have known each other since childhood. Rivero and Piris are under pressure from the duel going on behind them between Estrella Damm and Neutrogena. Alex Peyer and Pepe Ribes keep a wary eye on the whereabouts of the American-German pair of Ryan Braymeyer and Boris Herrmann.
And the surprise is, when I go up, I can see Neutrogena on the horizon about 7 miles away.
Neutrogena, though, struggle to keep up after damaging their keel and a key sail back at Cape Horn. On the Atlantic approach to Gibraltar, Renault and Estrella Damm choose a westerly route. Neutrogena is more direct, while Verbac-Paprec 3 has problems with keel electrics. They don't talk about it, but it takes them dangerously close to land before they fix it. 300 miles astern, Martinez and Fernandez receive a boost from their fellow dinghy sailors preparing for the Princess Sofia Trophy for Olympic classes in Palma.
Well, congratulations on your position now.
Thank you very much. 2 days ago, we passed through your Canary Islands, and you know what kind of winds you have there.
Keeping their 300-mile lead, Verbac-Paprec 3 finally slides into the Mediterranean. And in his cheerful way, Loïc Perron makes the best of being temporarily becalmed.
Oh yes, we're on tour in the Mediterranean, where there's not much wind, and here's an example. It's a bit fresh, but it makes a jolly image. So we're on our way to Barcelona, but we can't say when.
As Mapfre enters the Gibraltar Strait, Verbac-Paprec 3 works up the Spanish coast towards the finish in Barcelona. There's plenty of commercial traffic to contend with, something they've not had to worry about sailing in the remotest parts of the ocean for the past 3 months. In Barcelona, preparations are underway for the arrival of the first boat home. This race has seen a significant commitment by City Mayor Jordi Hereu and by Andor Serra, who makes it all happen.
The Barcelona World Race is a long-term project. We've been doing good work with the IMOCA class. The IMOCA class is now holding one around-the-world race every 2 years. And Barcelona now has its place in that calendar, every 4 years. It's a grand scheme, and Barcelona is consolidating this event like the Vendée Globe.
It's an event proudly linked to the city's name and to its philosophy of education, technology, and the environment. The first boat home is hotly anticipated by both the city and by the sailors themselves.
It's bizarre from up the mast. That was the last checkup before arriving, as we had a problem with the halyard. Nothing serious, everything's okay. There's no wind, that's the Mediterranean, and we'll arrive tomorrow.
After 25,000 miles circling the globe, the winning duo is approaching the finish line of the Barcelona World Race. When they set off on New Year's Eve, these 14 teams knew that this was one of the toughest sporting events they could ever do, sailing through extreme conditions in the Southern Ocean day and night, pushing these overpowered 60-foot racing machines to the limit. 4 of the 14 have had to pull out due to damage and dismastings. As Verbac Paprec 3 approached the finish line with a welcoming fleet of friends, family and spectator boats, defending champion Jean-Pierre Dick can look back on an almost perfect tactical game with his charismatic co-skipper Loïc Perron. Sailing down the South Atlantic after stopping to repair their mainsail tracks in Recife, Brazil, Dick and Perron took the longer westerly route, finding so much breeze that they set a new 24-hour record for this class, 506 miles. Dick and Perron passed the Cape of Good Hope under South Africa with a mighty 700-mile lead. And despite stopping in Wellington for 48 hours and being pressured by the phenomenally determined Olympians aboard Mapfre, they stayed at the front to a glorious and well-earned victory.
It's amazing, 2 times with a new boat. The fact that I came back with them from Auckland helped. It allowed me to make the boats reliable. With Loïc, it's been magic all the way around the world. We've really enjoyed it. I've had a lot of pleasure.
For Perron, well known for his multi-hull and single-handed campaigns, this is his first round-the-world win.
Yes, it's pleasant. As often with victory, it's exceptional each time. Jean-Pierre's track record two-handed is astonishing. It's been my 3rd circumnavigation, but different. 1 time alone, 1 with the team, and 1 time as a duo.
On their way back to the dock, they pick up the ceremonial mooring lines from Mayor John, a symbol of tying the boat to the city of Barcelona. Fellow competitor Quito de Pavon, who pulled out at Cape Horn due to keel damage, sees the winners in.
It's a nice day, the sky is blue, the boat that won is blue, and there's a lot of people here in blue.
For the blue supporters of Verbac Paprec and for Jean-Pierre Dick, this is an astonishing achievement to win both editions of the Barcelona World Race.
Already 2 victories as a duo. I take my hat off to them. It's really extraordinary. They're truly legends.
And for the winners, it is a moment to treasure. Media interest in the race has been intense, fueled by the epic battle between the Frenchmen and the Spanish Olympians aboard Mapfre. Dick and Perron receive Earth trophies representing their voyage around the world, and olive wreaths, an old tradition for homecoming seafarers in the Mediterranean. Today, Deacon Perron deserved to stand tall in Barcelona. With Estrella Dam chasing Renault into the Gibraltar Strait, further up the coast of Spain and just 22 hours behind Verbac-Paprec 3, Matt Frey are the second boat back into Barcelona. For Xavi Fernandez and Iker Martinez, 94 days is a long time to go without seeing their partners Larraitz and Barbara. The rationing that these two have imposed on themselves since New Zealand is visible. The taller Fernandez, usually the powerhouse of the pair, is thinner by some 16 kilos. The duo are the first Spanish boat home and the first Spanish sailors on the podium in 2 editions of the Barcelona World Race.
It's great. I'm very happy. I'm very emotional. It's a great moment. Very nice.
Deacon Perron climb aboard to welcome the Spaniards home. With their gold and silver Olympic medals, Volvo campaigns, and now second in the Barcelona World Race, Martinez and Fernandez are Spain's highest profile sailing stars. The press conference for the pair is buzzing with interest.
I think in world sailing terms it's about the internationalisation of the IMOCA class for sure, but I think it's more than that. It really puts them absolutely on the global stage as 2 of the most talented sailors in the world, without any shadow of a doubt, across very many different disciplines now.
The duo give their thoughts on coming second.
We're very lucky. We wanted to do this race and to do it non-stop. For us, that was most important, and we fought for that. And we achieved that. For us to do it this way is like winning the regatta. We couldn't ask for more.
Michel Desjoyaux, le prof, has a special insight into the 2 Spanish sailors.
First, they're Basque, so they're hot-blooded. And they're guys who are used to the top spot, winning medals. So for them, second isn't enough. If they return, it won't be for second place. It's not possible.
Pachi Rivero and Antonio Pires approached the finish line of Barcelona in the golden light of early morning, nearly 3 days after Matt Frey. Their joy is unmistakable. They reached the podium, 3rd place, their stated mission accomplished. After 97 days at sea, these 2 sailors who met each other as children in Santander enjoy their moment. For Rivero, who just missed out on the podium in the 1st edition, this is his dream come true.
Thank you very much to all of you who supported us by email, because that support was really crucial in the tough moments.
Over 46,000 people have been taking part in the Barcelona World Race online game. The first virtual boat home is from French player Christophe Hertot, who set a time of 98 days and 20 hours. Hertot put in hundreds of hours to win the virtual title.
I was grabbed by the game. It was excellent. That's why I had a good time, and that's why I kept at it.
Estrella Dam is 4th across the line. Pepe Ribes and Alex Peya are popular Barcelona-based sailors, and the crowds turn out for their emotional homecoming. Fifth back aboard Neutrogena are American Ryan Braymeyer and Boris Herrmann, the first German to race non-stop around the world. This duo, dubbed the Young Guns, had no expectations to win, so to come fifth is a great result. Also setting records are Di Cafari and Ana Corbella aboard Gaes Centros Auditivos. They are the first woman team to complete the Barcelona World Race, and Ana Corbella becomes the first ever Spanish woman to even sail, let alone race non-stop around the world. It's an incredibly proud moment for the Barcelona-based sailor.
It's very emotional after going around the world with Di without stopping. It's something really magical. This arrival has been incredible. We are super happy, super excited to be here.
With 6 boats in, Hugo Boss passes Madeira, followed by Forum Maritime Catalan. Then we are water south of the equator. These will finish over the following weeks, but Central Lechera Asturiana retires in New Zealand. Looking back a few days after finishing, two-time winner Jean-Pierre Dick sums up his extraordinary experience.
C'est un privilège de participer à cette course.
It's a privilege to take part in this race, an enormous challenge, an enormous adventure. It's a great lesson of life. In conclusion, things don't come to you straight away. You have to wait patiently. It's a huge quality of sailors.
C'est une grosse qualité des marins.
Racing around the planet in the Barcelona World Race has left all involved at sea, on the shore, and back at home with powerful memories. Humor.
Adelante.
Drama. Disaster. And triumph. All who finished scaled new heights of achievement. In the end, it was an epic race, which crowned 2 champions in ultimate glory.